All right, woodworking enthusiasts, let's grab our metaphorical measuring tapes and dive right into the world of Ted's Woodworking. You've sent over a really interesting mix of stuff. Honestly, sales material reviews, even sneak peeks at the actual blueprints.
Yes, and this deep dive goes beyond just seeing if TedsWoodworking is legit.
Yeah.
We're going to explore how to evaluate any Y resource like this so you can decide if it's right for your workshop. You know what I mean?
I love that. Okay, so the sales page kicks off with a problem I think a lot of us can relate to, finding decent woodworking plans.
Yeah.
It's like they're either overly simplistic, missing key measurements, or they assume you have like industrial-sized equipment just lying around.
It's a common frustration.
Yeah.
And one that Ted very strategically taps into. See, good woodworking plans aren't just about aesthetics. They're about accurate dimensions, clear instructions, and understanding material properties. That foundation is often missing in free plans, which can lead to costly mistakes, wasted materials, and a whole lot of frustration, especially for beginners.
Exactly. And that's where Ted swoops in with his solution. Over 16,000 plans. 16,000. That's enough to keep you busy for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Even if you're churning out projects every weekend. But the sheer quantity isn't what grabbed my attention. It was the promise of beginner-friendly, step-by-step instructions.
Right, because quantity without quality is meaningless?
Yep.
Ted seems to understand this, highlighting the meticulous detail in each plan. We're talking about multiple viewing angles, exploded diagrams, even cutting lists that minimize waste. It's like he's anticipated every point of confusion a beginner might have and addressed it proactively.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued. But now I'm wondering, are ILL's 16,000 plans going to be winners? Are we talking about simple birdhouses next to elaborate four-poster beds? Because that variety, that range in complexity is crucial.
Absolutely. And this is where evaluating a resource like this gets interesting. Ted claims to cater to a wide range of skill levels, from those just picking up a saw for the first time to seasoned woodworkers. If you're looking for a vast collection of over 16,000 woodworking plans that are detailed and comprehensive, then click the link in the description below to be taken to the official Ted's Woodworking website. He showcases projects across categories: outdoor furniture, children's toys, intricate furniture pieces, implying that the 16,000 plans cover a broad spectrum of difficulty.
So, in theory, you could start with a simple project to build confidence and then work your way up to more challenging builds using his plans.
Precisely. And that's a smart strategy for any skill-building journey. But it all comes back to the quality and clarity of the plans themselves.
Which brings us to the heart of the matter. What makes Ted's Woodworking plans different from, say, those free plans we were talking about earlier? What sets them apart?
Well, Ted heavily emphasizes the step-by-step nature of his plans. It's not just about seeing the final product. It's about understanding each cut, each joint, each stage of the building process. He claims to break it down in a way that even someone with zero woodworking experience could follow along.
So it's almost like having a virtual woodworking mentor right there with you, guiding you through every step of the way.
Exactly. And that level of handholding can be invaluable, especially in a craft like woodworking where precision is key. It eliminates a lot of the guesswork and allows you to focus on mastering the techniques.
It makes you wonder, though, if the instructions are that detailed, wouldn't that make the plans super long and tedious to follow? Like reading a phone book, just to build a birdhouse?
That's a valid concern. But from what I gathered, Ted emphasizes visual clarity in his plans. Think detailed schematics, exploded diagrams, even multiple viewing angles of the same component. These are all design choices that can convey a lot of information quickly and effectively.
Ah, so it's less about wordy explanations and more about showing you exactly what to do, like a visual guide.
Precisely. And for a lot of people, especially visual learners, that can be a game changer. It takes the pressure off deciphering technical jargon and lets you focus on the actual craft.
Makes sense. But you know me, I'm always a little skeptical until I see some real-world results.
Yeah.
What are people saying who've actually taken the Ted's Woodworking plunge?
Well, you've included a whole stack of testimonials, and they're interesting, to say the least. Some are glowing endorsements from seasoned woodworkers who claim Ted's collection helped them break through creative ruts or tackle projects they wouldn't have dreamed of attempting before.
See, that's what gets me excited. That spark of inspiration, that confidence to push your boundaries and try something new. It's not just about the plans themselves, it's about the possibilities they unlock.
Absolutely. But then you also have testimonials from complete beginners who are able to build impressive projects right out of the gate, which speaks to the beginner-friendly aspect Ted keeps emphasizing.
Okay, I have to admit, some of these before and after photos are pretty darn impressive, especially from the folks who claim to have barely held a hammer before. But let's be real, testimonials can be tricky. It's easy to cherry-pick the most positive ones and create a skewed perception. How do we know if these are genuine or just clever marketing?
You're right to be cautious. Testimonials are powerful marketing tools, but they shouldn't be taken at face value. One thing to look for is specificity. Do the testimonials highlight specific features of the plans that resonated with them? Or are they vague pronouncements of greatness?
So instead of just saying, these plans are amazing, a good testimonial might say something like, I loved the detailed cutting list. It saved me so much money on lumber.
Exactly. That level of detail adds a layer of authenticity and helps you gauge if the product aligns with your needs and priorities. Another thing to consider is the source. Are these testimonials coming from a diverse range of people with varying skill levels, backgrounds, and woodworking goals?
Because if all the testimonials are from seasoned professionals, it doesn't really tell me how helpful these plans will be for someone just starting out.
Precisely. So diversity in the testimonials is a good indicator that the product caters to a wider audience.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's say the testimonials check out and you're feeling good about the quality of the plans. What about the cost? Is this a major investment for someone just starting out, or does TED offer different pricing tiers?
Now that's where things get really interesting, and where this deep dive goes beyond just analyzing a single product and ventures into the world of value proposition.
Ooh, I love when we get strategic.
Because it's not just about the initial price tag, it's about what you get for your money. And Ted knows this. In addition to the 16,000 plans, he offers a whole suite of bonuses. Remember we talked about how to spot a good deal? Well, buckle up.
Okay, the suspense is killing me. What kind of bonuses are we talking about? Is it a free carving knife? Unlimited sandpaper?
Even better, he throws in a DWG CAD plan viewer, a guide on starting a woodworking business, over 150 premium woodworking videos, and a complete woodworking guide. He claims these alone are worth hundreds of dollars.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. Let's start with the DWG CAD plan viewer. What exactly is that, and how does it help the average woodworker?
It's a brilliant addition for those who want to dive deeper into the design aspect. DWG and CAD are industry-standard software programs used to create digital blueprints. Having a viewer allows you to open view and even modify those plans. Imagine being able to customize a plan to fit your exact needs or try out different design variations before you even touch a piece of wood.
So it's like having a digital drafting table at your fingertips. That could be game-changing, especially for someone who's comfortable with computers or wants to experiment with their own designs.
Exactly. And as you mentioned earlier, design software can get incredibly expensive. Having a viewer included for free adds a lot of value to the package, especially if you're just starting and don't want to invest in a full-blown software suite yet.
And what about that guide on starting a woodworking business? That feels like a whole other deep dive in itself.
It does, doesn't it? It suggests Ted is thinking beyond just the hobbyist woodworker. He's tapping into the entrepreneurial spirit, the dream of turning a passion into a livelihood.
Which is so inspiring, but also a bit overwhelming. Is that even realistic for someone who's just starting with woodworking?
That's where those 150 woodworking videos come in handy. Having access to expert instruction on a variety of techniques can accelerate your learning curve and give you the skills and confidence to tackle more advanced projects, whether you're building for yourself or for customers.
It's like having a personal woodworking mentor right there on your screen. And I'm assuming that complete woodworking guide you mentioned covers all the basics.
Absolutely. It's designed to be a comprehensive resource, covering everything from choosing the right wood to finishing techniques. Think of it as a crash course in woodworking, supplementing the more specific instructions in the individual plans.
Okay, so we've got a massive library of plans, software to customize those plans, expert video instruction, and a comprehensive woodworking guide. It's like Ted thought of everything. But there's still a piece of the puzzle missing, right? The guarantee. What if someone takes the plunge, invests in all this, and then realizes it's not for them?
You're right to bring that up, because no matter how good a product seems, there's always an element of risk involved. But Ted addresses that head-on with his 60-day, no-questions-asked money-back guarantee.
That's a pretty bold statement. He's basically saying, try it out, and if you're not happy, you'll get your money back.
Exactly, and that's a powerful psychological tool. It removes a lot of the hesitation people might feel when making a purchase, especially online. It's like a safety net.
It makes you wonder, though, is there a catch? Are there hidden conditions or hoops you have to jump through to get your money back?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? While Ted emphasizes the no-questions-asked nature of his guarantee, suggesting a straightforward refund process, it's always wise to read the fine print.
Good advice. Don't just assume, verify. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the problem Ted is addressing, the solution he's proposing, the quality of the plans, the power of testimonials, the value of bonuses, and the importance of a strong guarantee. Where does this deep dive leave us? What are your final thoughts?
I think the key takeaway here is the importance of informed decision-making. We're bombarded with offers and promises every day, especially in the online world. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of a product like Ted's Woodworking, especially with those impressive testimonials and tempting bonuses.
Don't forget the 16,000 woodworking plans.
Yeah.
It's hard to resist that sheer volume of projects. If you're looking for a vast collection of over 16,000 woodworking plans that are detailed and comprehensive, then click the link in the description below to be taken to the official Ted's Woodworking website.
Exactly. But as we've discussed, it's crucial to look beyond the surface and ask critical questions. What are your specific woodworking goals? What's your skill level? What are your budgetary constraints?
And most importantly, does this resource align with your unique needs and aspirations?
Exactly, because the best resource isn't necessarily the one with the most bells and whistles or the most impressive testimonials. It's the one that empowers you to build something amazing.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So there you have it, folks. A deep dive into the world of Ted's Woodworking, complete with insights to help you navigate the exciting and sometimes overwhelming world of woodworking resources. Till next time, happy crafting.